Hey, I do want to ask you just a minute about the WCW jump because we see Sean Waltman try to appear for WCW. I say try because I guess this is the era we're talking, we'll call it late August 1996. We know that Scott Hall debuts in May, and before you know it, a couple of weeks later, here's Kevin Nash. And I know a lawsuit was almost immediately filed by the WWF saying that, hey, you're trying to confuse the marketplace. You're using our characters, and we're not in business with you guys. So I understand that when you've got someone who's jumping ship like this, you probably want to cross all your T's and dot all your I's, so to speak, legally. And I guess that was the idea here is the NWO was supposed to introduce two new members. You're going to have the Giant Turn, but really, the idea was Sean Waltman would be revealed as also jumping ship to WCW. But there's a legal battle that holds that up a little bit. And now there's discussion about, how can we debut him? Should we debut him? When should we debut him? I know that, this is not something that is designed by Vince McMahon to punish Sean Waltman. Vince is trying to attack Ted Turner. But
He's trying to protect his intellectual property, Conrad.
That's
simple
right.
as simple as that.
But a move like this, when it stops one of the guys from appearing on TV, boy, you're going to piss off some boys in the process doing that sort of thing, are you not?
Of course you are, because they looked at it as a way that somebody was holding them back.
That's right,
and stifling an opportunity, and all Vince is trying to do is protect his ass, because it led to one talent leaving without any strenuous legal activity to another talent leaving. Somewhere along the way, you have to stop the bleeding.
We should mention that Sean, on his own, has mentioned that between his last WWF appearance and his first WCW appearance, on his own, he went to rehab. And I think that's kind of cool that Sean recognized that, hey, I want to be at my best when I make this new debut. Of course, he doesn't get the debut the week he hoped, but they get all their paperwork in order. Sean makes his debut the next week. And by the way, he debuts as Syxx, Syxx, which, if you're wondering, is what happens when you add together 1, 2, 3, the 1, 2, 3 kid. And he was the sixth member of the NWO. And he winds up having the second best selling t shirt in the company besides Sting. It is the NWO shirt on the front, but it's got the Syxx pool ball on the back of the shirt. It's a pretty cool looking shirt. And I guess by early 1998, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash maybe have irritated Eric Bischoff to the point that he thinks I'll teach him a lesson, I guess, as the story goes. And Eric fires Sean Waltman, who was sitting at home injured with a broken neck. And there's a narrative out there that this was to send a message to Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Now, in reality, if you ask Eric Bischoff about this, Eric says, no, that's not true. This was a problem with Barry Bloom. But I guess Bischoff had a deal worked out. In theory, everyone had agreed to it. That, hey, here's our deal points. We're working on a deal memo. And I guess at that point, Barry thought, well, we never technically signed it. Let's see if we can get a better offer from the WWF. When maybe Eric felt like Barry wasn't dealing in good faith, Eric threw the flag and fired Sean Waltman. So there's two sides to every story. Have you heard this Barry Bloom, Sean Waltman, Eric Bischoff thing? Or did you believe it was Eric Bischoff just sending a message to Scott Hall and Kevin Nash?
I think there's a little bit of sending a message type scenario involved. It seemed to me like that was that way. And I'm not singling out Eric for a bad business decision.
Sure.
You want to keep Sean as you can. You want to keep him on the team because, as I said many times, he not only helps you in the ring, but he helps you put matches together, things of that nature. And you can't get too many talents with his skill set, which included match planning and finishes and things like that. You just can't get too many of those guys. And Sean filled that bill. That he was great at that. So, but you got to be able to get along with the boss. And Sean was very outspoken more often than not. And it was hard to I guess it could be perceived that it was hard to control him. Whether that be true or not, it seemed to be the way it was.
We got to talk about the big debut. We know it's going to happen the Monday after WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania 14. And here it comes. It's a worked shoot promo that people are talking about all these years later. I think you could argue that it was this episode of Monday Night Raw that made the whole Monday after WrestleMania thing a phenomenon. What'd you think of Sean Waltman's return to the WWF and his criticisms of Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan and WCW? This was a big deal in the Monday Night Wars.
It was big time. It was a big deal. And he had the balls to come out there and say what was on his mind, whether it be good or bad. He spoke his mind, and either you liked it or you didn't like it. The delivery was excellent. It made us listen, and to me, it was just a great piece of television art. He made his point. It worked out well. So, I don't know. It's just, you get into all these personalities, Conrad, and that's kind of what we had here. We had a personality issue where Waltman, believe it or not, Waltman's size or lack thereof categorized him as a non-main eventer, which I don't agree with whatsoever. But he had the balls to get in the ring and say what was on his mind, and he did it as a cruiserweight, and that was kind of unheard of at that point in time.
It's a big moment in the Monday Night Wars, and it's a big moment in Sean Waltman's career. And I think I would argue that it's got to be one of, if not the biggest, like debuting or returning promo. It was just a major moment, and I guess maybe you kind of had to be there. You're going to refer to him as the Kid on TV, and of course, eventually we land on X-Pac. Do you remember how that came to be? I've always assumed it was, X for DX and Pac for I know he had been called Syxx-Pac before, but Tupac was a big deal. Is that it? Is it just a combination of that?
I think just a combination of it. I don't think it was anything subversive or anything like that. It just seemed to fit. And he was called the Kid by his buddies, Hunter, all those guys. Hey, kid. Hey, kid, this. Hey, kid, that. So it was an affectionate term, and it seemed to work out well for him. I liked it.
Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment, and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to SaveWithConrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at SaveWithConrad.com. Shoot me an email at Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105 or get yourself a quick quote. Even talk to a live person right now at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at SaveWithConrad.com.